when I was getting to the end of my high school career, I had to make some tough choices. It was a new exciting program at the college for information systems technology. It was a 3-year program. It was experimental. We had to buy a fancy new laptop, and so I was very excited about that. Getting that first entry-level position is so hard when you're a new grad, and it wasn't hard with St. Clair. I took part in the co-op program there, which was fantastic. I made a bunch of professional connections through the co-op office there. I worked at Windsor Mold and a couple other tool and die type locations. And so I was already applying a lot of the skills that I already learned. And Domino's had an opening here for an application architect, and they were doing really, really cool things, and I was really excited. And I had lived local to Ann Arbor at that time because I had eventually immigrated to the United States to pursue opportunities here. And I've absolutely loved it. I didn't even know that we had this super cool, essentially Google-esque tech campus right here in our backyard. Domino's is a pizza company, but it's also a tech company, and it's been first to embrace technology. And ironically, going back to my roots about being a just-in-time manufacturing problem, we make pizza instead of car parts. And so a lot of that historic knowledge of way back when I was working as a junior analyst in college applies even now to a lot of the things we're working on here. Mr. Monahan, who is the big innovator, and he still wanders around the building, and I think he still owns Domino Farms. So it's a pleasure to see him wandering around. There's a lot of Tigers paraphernalia downstairs. You can see a seat from the old Tiger Stadium, things like that. So it's pretty exciting. We have all kinds of really interesting things here on campus. There's actually a herd of American bison in the back that's managed. The Domino Farms building is inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright Prairie House. Mr. Monahan was a big fan of Frank Lloyd Wright, so I think that's what inspired this building. So here at the WRC, it was important. If you come in, you can see that we have a pizza theater on the main floor, and it's visible from all 4 floors of the building, all with glass. And I think that was really important because it's the center of what we do. All team members have the opportunity to go through what we call pizza prep school and actually, learn how we make a pizza, go learn operations, work with our point of sale system, the computer systems in the store. It's really important because when we're designing, online experiences, in-store digital experiences, changing our operations. It's as an application architect or a business analyst or a software engineer, you can really lose touch with reality and what's actually going on in the store and the frustrations and difficulties involved with something as difficult as stretching dough. It's the realities of stretching dough, and so having that personal insight to how much physical work is involved, the actual time constraints on getting that fresh, hot product out the door as soon as possible, and consistency and all those things. It really gives perspective to those of us who aren't necessarily in store all day long or even familiar with standing on our feet for 8 hours washing dishes. So it's really, really good perspective, and it's a kind of a wonderful, special thing that we offer here. So my favorite pizza is thin crust with Alfredo sauce, spinach, bacon, onion. Family and child welfare is something that's definitely been important to Kristen and myself. It's something that we felt passionate about since we were young, and having to overcome challenges that young people often have to face from difficult home situations. We became involved in the foster care system, well over a decade ago, kind of quite by accident. Through our local church, we took a not official foster, and then from then it led to all kinds of other things, and we ended up having 34 children total, including our biological children that we've had over the years. Fostering is really, really hard. I'm never going to tell anybody that it's not probably the hardest thing you will ever do. I will tell you that you have an impact on children and families and society in a way that's not really measurable. The way you can impact your local community for generations to come by having that positive impact, if even only for 6 months or a year, while a family was going through a crisis situation. Being supportive to families who are going through unimaginable difficulties. most of the staff here at the WRC is actually IT staff, and it can really be easy to get disconnected from the core business what we do. So they always say, if you're not making it, baking it, or taking it, then you're supporting those that do. And those of us in IT definitely support those that do.